delighted to have you on my show today, and it's a privilege to be in this show with you. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Congratulations to you out there for joining me. It's been an amazing week. It's another week, yes. It's been an awesome week for me. How has your week been? And thank you for always joining me. You are super, super welcome to today's edition of Healing Conversation with Patricia Abokede. So, just like you heard, my name is Patricia Abokede. Patricia Abokede. And I'm a child protection advocate, a trauma recovery coach, and I work with people, I help people, individuals heal from emotional trauma, broken, break unhealthy cycles, and build healthier life and a healthy family. All right. So if you've been following this series of this conversation, you will know that we have been talking deep conversation on childhood trauma and also on healing, and we are going to continue that conversation right away. All right, so today's topic, we are talking on something very deep and very, very transformational, and the topic of our conversation today is how trauma affects your confidence and your self-worth. So if this is your first time of joining this channel, or you're watching this video for the first time, we are connecting with me for the first time, so I want you to quickly go ahead and click the subscribe button. Yes, click the subscribe button so that you can always get videos and content, and also like this video, share with somebody, because somebody will need this conversation very, very importantly. A lot of people need help, they need healing, and you can be of help to such a person. So let me start with a very important truth, something very truthful. Let me start with this truth. Okay, many people are lacking confidence. A lot of people out there lack the confidence to speak up, to do things. They are carrying on a huge trauma, and this is very important, because as individuals, for us to do things, to achieve greatness, or to do something meaningful with our life, we need a level of confidence to be able to grow. So if you've ever struggled with self-belief, you've ever felt like you are not enough, you found hard to speak up. There's some people that they rather keep quiet than to say the truth. If you have find it difficult to speak up when you need to speak up, you pretend you are okay, or you are constantly questioning your value, this conversation is for you. You are not alone. I want to let you know that you are not alone, and it's very important that for you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. All right, nothing is wrong with you. It's just that you have gone through some childhood trauma, and you are still living in that trauma. So stay with me to the end, because I will not only help you to understand what you are going through, but I will show you how you can start your healing journey. All right, so make sure you stay with me to the end. Let's go into this conversation. So I want to welcome you for joining me today. It's going to be a very interesting topic, an awesome experience. So let's go deeper. But before we dive into this conversation, I want to know where you are connecting from. So quickly put in the comment section, on the chat, where are you connecting from. Let me know where you're connecting from. I am connecting with you from Nigeria. Yes. All right. So, and I would this conversation happens every Sunday, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. I don't know what time it is at your end, but I am glad we are here together. All right, so let's dive in. Oh wow, thank you, Okay, somebody is from Nigeria. Fantastic. Hello, Camila. Thank you for joining. Demo Sami. Okay, I don't want to murder your name. So thank you for joining. I believe we're going to have a wonderful time in today's conversation. So quickly drop on the comments, on the chat, where you are connecting from. So like I said, for those that are just joining us, we're talking about how trauma affects your self-confidence and self-worth. So have you ever struggled with confidence or self-worth? If yes, let me know. A lot of people are struggling with self-confidence, they are struggling with self-worth, and if that is you, so type on this chat, I am ready to heal. I'm ready to heal, because the truth is that you need to heal. You need to heal for so many reasons: for your joy, for your happiness, for healthier relationship. As a matter of fact, many times when people are in a relationship and something happens, lack of self-confidence or self-worth affects your results in life. It affects your quality of relationship. It affects your parenting. It affects almost everything. There are some parents who, because of their lack of self-confidence, raise children. Okay, like I'm connecting to you from Nigeria. Let me know where you're connecting from. Camille, where are you connecting from? Camille. All right, so I'm talking to you. I'm in Nigeria right now, and I believe you are going to get value for this. So I want to let you know that this space is a safe space. Is a safe space. Feel free to share. Oh wow, thank you for joining from South Africa. Okay, let me say Sammy. I got the Sammy part, so let me not murder your name. I don't want to be a bad person. So type on the comment, on the chat. I'm ready to heal. This is a safe space, because many of us that have low self-esteem, many people who have low self-esteem, it's a learned behavior. It's not really who you are. All right, so you learn to shrink, you learn to hide, you learn to pretend. I've met people who are hurting, they are not comfortable with a situation, but they rather keep quiet. They will not say anything just because they feel they don't want to hurt the other person, and you are not enjoying yourself in your body. But today we begin to understand what is going on and how to unlearn. So let me lay a foundation. We've been talking so much about childhood trauma, so you can, after this session, check the live the live videos. You will learn so much on what we have been discussing so far. So trauma is sometimes when we talk about trauma, people think is just what happened to you right away. Trauma is not really the incidents that happen, like when you were beaten or when you were shut down or whatever happens. It's actually what happens to you inside of you as a result of what happened. All right, it is what happened inside of you because of what happened to you. So for many people, the trauma, the experience you are having, or the trauma you experience, happened from childhood. And like I've shared several times, that most of the things we experience in adulthood is as a result of our childhood experiences. So probably you experienced emotional neglect, or you were, some people experienced sexual abuse as children. Could be loss of a loved one. It could be constant criticism. It could be lack of validation from your parents or people you love. That has made you shrink and has affected your level of confidence. So what most people don't realize is that childhood trauma does not remain in childhood. I've had people who sometimes a few years ago, somebody was going to make a decision to start a new relationship, and this person has children, and I was asking her, so have you considered the effects of the step you are going to be taking now with how it's going to affect your children? And she said it doesn't matter, they are still young, they will overcome it, or they will just adjust to it. It's not that way. Childhood trauma doesn't stay in children, it doesn't stay in childhood. And as a matter of fact, childhood trauma lives with us into our adulthood, and it affects how we see ourselves. It shapes how we see ourselves. It shapes how we relate to other people. It shapes how we show up in the world. So it's not so that when we have children with us, and you have children, you think they will overcome it. You feel you can just do anything. Yeah, happy Easter to you. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Easter. Yes, this is Easter, and we thank God for what Christ did for us on the cross. So I appreciate you for joining. So the childhood trauma you experienced shaped how you see the world, and it has affected you so much. So I'm going to be sharing 6 ways trauma destroy confidence and self-worth. Now, let's break it down. I'll be breaking it down into different ways so you can actually recognize yourself in case you find yourself in any of this description. All right, thank you, Sammy. Now, let's break it down in ways you can really recognize yourself. Number 1 is internalizing a critical inner voice. A little bit background noise, please ignore it. All right, now internalizing a critical inner voice. As a child, you might have been made to feel in a very bad way. Maybe you have been told you talk too much, you are too noisy, you are too much, and or they say you are not enough. In fact, some people I've had people who say to their children, you are a mistake, I shouldn't have given birth to you. They say nasty things to children, and these children hear these things all the time. In fact, in some parts of some people are very they say very nasty things to children, cursing children. And some people even call, like somebody shared with me recently that her child is too stubborn, that the child is too stubborn. And I asked her, how do you relate to this child? She said she tells the child all the time, you are too stubborn, you are too stubborn. I said, exactly, that is why the child is being stubborn, because you have told the child repeatedly that he's a stubborn person. So all of these voices or these words, keep coming back to this child, and over time, some people even tell the child, you are in trouble, you are troublesome, they say things. So over time, those external words become internal voices for those children. So as adults, you begin to hear those words coming back in becoming an internalized voice. I begin to hear in your mind, I am not enough, I don't deserve success. Some people actually feel they don't deserve success, and they don't even make any effort because they have told times without number that they cannot be successful, they cannot do well, they have said so many things to them. People will leave. Some people even think people will leave them. People who have fear of people who have attachment problems, they feel that people will leave them if they know more about them. These voices destroys your confidence before you even try anything out. So the second way childhood trauma affect your self-confidence and self-worth is chronic self-doubt. When you doubt yourself too much, even when you are successful, you still feel you are not good enough. You may dismiss your achievements by thinking it's just a luck, it just happened. You won't appreciate your efforts, or you over prepare excessively. Because you feel you fail, you over prepare. Or some people over apologize. You apologize for everything, even when you are not wrong. You are done apologizing all the time. Why? Because your reality was once because your reality was once invalidated. You were not validated as a child. You were not loved when you are supposed to be loved. You didn't get the support when you needed it. When a child is not trusted, they grow up to become adults who don't trust themselves. There are some people that feels that, or some adults feel children cannot be trusted. that children always lie. It's just a mindset. And because you have been telling this child over time that they are liars, they are this, they begin to doubt themselves. Now, number third way childhood trauma affects your self-confidence and self-worth is a shame-based identity. Some people are not bold. They have this. In fact, some people's demeanor, you see shame all over them. They can't even look at you in the eyes to have a meaningful conversation. So now let me understand the difference between guilt and shame. Now, if for example you did something wrong, how do you know you feel guilty? Guilt says, I did something wrong. Your mind tells you did something wrong and you want to apologize genuinely. Why shame makes you feel you are bad? Not say I'm bad, I'm not a good person, you condemn yourself. Trauma creates a shame identity. When you feel, if you always, you always have this shame on you are not confident of who you are. It could be as a result of childhood trauma you suffered long ago. So you don't feel you don't just feel flawed. You believe you are flawed. You believe you are not just good. And this is where low self-esteem lives. When you can't celebrate yourself. Have you met people you tell you are looking so beautiful and they just dismiss it and feel you are deceiving me? They don't just agree with themselves that they are beautiful. This is maybe as a result of low self-esteem. I've met somebody many years back when I was in school of nursing. This lady, anytime she sees you dress up, wear something, even if it's a cheap, low quality cloth, she feels uncomfortable. She will have to go and look for something similar to that just to make you feel that you are not more beautiful than me. She doesn't appreciate herself. She doesn't love herself. It's a result of childhood trauma. So, and some people have imposter syndrome or comparison, because like I just shared now. Yes, that lady always compare herself with someone else. She will not tell you are beautiful. She will rather go and look for what looks like what you have, just to let you know that, just make you to feel that you are not better than her. Some people are like that. So another point is number 4 way childhood trauma affects your confidence and self-worth is fear of taking up space. You can't speak up to what is right. I've met a lot of people, things are going wrong, they will rather keep quiet. They will not speak up. You can't express your need. Some people will be like, I've met a lot of, I also am a relationship coach too, and they feel, my husband didn't do this. You are expecting your spouse to know what is inside of your mind when you have not communicated it outrightly. That's not, it shows that you lack a little bit of self-confidence. What makes relationship thrive is open, consistent communication. Consistently communicating your differences, consistently expressing yourself, then your spouse can understand you. Some people find it difficult to accept compliments. I just said that recently. Then, or you shrink yourself. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to be known. In fact, some people they can't even express their business. Sometimes they go. It happened to me. I started an after-school business, and I was working in the hospital, one of the largest teaching hospitals in Nigeria. So I work with doctors and nurses, but I was so scared to share my opportunity for them because they actually needed my care, my services. So my services was for people who work shift duty, who do shift duty and all of that. And I couldn't express myself. I couldn't sell my business to people who need it. That sometimes low self-esteem can drop you off your success, of your ability to connect and network with people. So why does this happen? Because at some point being seen feels unsafe. So for people who are African ladies, I am an African, of course, in my part of where, okay, all right, so where I mean my culture, my cultural background, we girls are not meant to be seen. You are meant to be indoor. So there are some conversation, there will be some conversation, they say this is not a girl's conversation. You are not expected to be, okay, welcome, hi Arita says hello, thank you for joining, thank you for joining. So in my culture, girls are not meant to be seen. A lot of African cultures are like that. They want to discuss, in fact they want to discuss about you or things that matters to you. You are not permitted to be in that conversation. And these have shrinked a lot of women. They have reduced women to bedroom, property, or you don't just have opinion. Imagine a woman that is going to have children, who is going to raise children, and she's being limited all the time. She's being shut down, she's being quiet. You are asked to, you are not expected to be visible. So if you grow up in such a culture or such an environment, of course it will affect your ability to speak up. And you have been traumatized for so long that you can't even embrace yourself. And confidence requires visibility. That's the truth. Confidence requires visibility. Why trauma teaches invisibility? If you are in any space where you are not allowed to show up, it can lead to trauma. Trauma makes you feel invisible. Confidence makes you feel visible. Now, number 5th way trauma affects your confidence and self-worth is difficulty setting boundaries. Now, the truth about life is you must set boundaries for yourself. You can't take everything. You can't absorb everything. You can't be everywhere. You can't please everybody. There should be limits to what you take and what you don't take. So when you have difficulty setting boundaries, you must have been traumatized at a time. So let's look at what this takes. When you overgive, some people, you're not comfortable with something, but you are giving too much. You are giving in too much of yourself. You are giving too much information. You are over-explaining. Over-explain. You tolerate what you should never tolerate. Somebody insult you, somebody, disregard you, disrespect you, and you just keep quiet. Excuse me. This shows that you've been traumatized at one point or the other. Now, there's this attitude. I want to be careful because, when we talk about religion or politics, it can be very, very misunderstood. Some people, out of religion, build this attitude of not expressing yourself. So you have to understand, is that humility or is it as a result of trauma? Because you can't tolerate yourself. You tolerate whatever you should not tolerate because deep down you believe that my needs don't matter so much. You feel other people's needs are important than your needs, or you undervalue yourself. So your value becomes tied to what people do, what you do rather, what you do, what you give, how much of your sacrifice you give, not who you are. If you are valuing yourself based on what you give, what people or other people's opinion, then you need to look into it. That means you have low self-confidence and low self-worth. Now, number 6th way is hypervigilance. Have you ever met somebody that's over vigilant? I've met somebody like that. I've really met somebody like that. When you talk and you really didn't mean anything bad and it is overinterpreted, you don't even know when you want to say something. You are constantly scanning for flaws or what people are saying, or did I say something wrong? Are they upset about me? Am I about to be rejected? Your brain cannot just, you can't coordinate yourself. Over vigilance, either what people are saying about you, what people are thinking about you. You are always scanning. Even natural situation feels like a threat. It can be very overwhelming if you meet people like this. It can be overwhelming. In fact, if you are a friend to someone that's over vigilant, over hypervigilant, you will be uncomfortable. So sometimes you cannot build confidence. I mean you can't build confidence when you are always in a survival mode, because your brain is always trying to, your brain is always on survival mode. It's making you to go hypervigilant. Now, let me tell you this. All of this I've expressed so far. Your low self-confidence or your low confidence is not your personality. All right? It's not a personality flaw. It's a survival response. If you have low self-confidence, you have low self-worth, it's because your body, your brain is trying to, like I said in my previous videos, one of the major role your brain does is to make you survive, for survival. So when you are in a trauma situation, it has shaped you. It has shaped you who you are over time. Not because it's your personality, but because you are trying to survive. That's the truth. So that is not who you are. There's nothing like this is who I am. Because everything we do in life is a learned behavior. Everything we do is learned. No child was born with any personality. So what you're exhibiting now is a result of what you have gone through over time. Now, let's look at healing and rebuilding. You can actually heal. You can rebuild yourself. You can reinvent yourself. There's no permanent you. All right? Let's talk about hope. Because healing is possible. It's not just possible. It's available for you. You can heal. And here's why. Your brain can change. I told you we learn all of these behaviors. It's what is called neuroplasticity. That means your brain can rewire itself. Your mind can rewire itself. You can reintroduce healing, self-worth. If you have low self-esteem, you can build your esteem back. If you have low self-worth, you can pick it up back. So don't condemn yourself. Don't think it is finished for you. Don't think you cannot build up. You can restart a new life. You can rebuild. There's a proverb in Nigeria that says, which means that if you are born natural birth, you can rebirth yourself. And in Christian it's called what's it called? Born again. Yes. Is in the Christian it's called born again. But naturally, you can rebirth yourself. You can give birth to yourself again. You are not finished. You don't have low self-esteem. It's just your brain trying to survive. That's the good news. So how does healing start? It starts with awareness. Awareness comes before change starts. So what do you start noticing? Start noticing your inner voice. That voice that is telling you that you are not enough, you cannot amount to anything. That voice that is telling you this is not for people like you. They say people can become well. They say it's not for people like you. They say you can have financial freedom. They say it's not people like you. They say you can have You can actually build healthy relationship. You can be loved. You can enjoy love. You can love people. You can love and you can be loved. And your mind is telling you love is not for people like you. Love is for you. You can enjoy your life. Thank you, Rita. Say hypervigilance, it relates with me dealing with me. I mean, I will not relate with me dealing with me. Okay, I'm trying to understand what you said. All right, hypervigilance is when you are over suspicious. When you're over suspicious of your own attitude or other people. I met somebody. It happens a lot, but there was a particular friend I had some times ago. When you say something, she misinterprets it all the time, always. It's not once, it's not twice, always. And actually, she went through severe childhood trauma. She was also traumatized in her marriage. So now that I'm learning more about trauma and I'm working on trauma, I understand what she went through. You know, it can be very stressful when you have friends or people that have hypervigilant behavior around you. It can be very, very, in fact, you know, people who are traumatize people around them as well. I was actually traumatized by this lady because of her hypervigilant behavior, over suspicious. You don't know what you're going to say that will mean something else. Oh my goodness, you wouldn't want to have someone like that as a spouse or as a friend. All right, great. Yeah. All right, so I can see what you said, Rita. Thank you for that comment. Yes, what you meet some people can be serious. So we are looking at how to heal now. So you start with awareness. Be aware of your inner voice. Those voice, you need to speak, you need to shut them down. Your triggers, your patterns. What are those things that triggers you to behave the way you have been behaving? You need to be aware of them. Your patterns. You cannot heal what you are not aware of. So at this point, I'm going to say one of the ways you can actually become more aware is you can do a self-audit. Yes, self-audit. Sometimes you think people love you, or people are reacting somehow, or people are being overreactive to you. You also need to know how people see you. If people, you can maybe audit yourself by reaching out to a few friends of yours and say, hello, I'm doing a self-audit, I'm working on myself. You are trying to heal now. I would like you to say 5 things you feel I need to improve on. Just send a random message to your friends. They will tell you. Some people will say, oh, you overreact. Some people will say you are too harsh. Some people will say you talk too much. You just talk anyhow. Those things that they are saying are the pointers you need to pay attention to, and don't ignore them. Don't ignore anything anybody says you are doing. You just have to now look inward. Why are you, especially the behavior that are consistent with your friends? I did it a number of times, and then I saw some repeated behaviors, and I started working on myself. So when you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people saying you overreact, you shout when you are talking, you do this, don't see it as as if they are condemning you. See it as a feedback, and then start working on yourself. You want to know why are you always triggered? Why are you always angry? Why are you always shouting? Why are you always on the edge? Why is it that when people talk to you, you get angry easily? What is happening? You want to know. And then that will help you to begin to work your healing. But if you disregard those information, you may not really be aware, because you may think you are just being right. Please ignore the sound, ignore the noise, background noise. So number 2 way to begin to heal is challenge the inner narratives. Challenge the inner narratives. When you hear, I am not good enough, pause. You know, I used to be very, very aggressive. Oh my goodness, I was an angry person. So when I did my personal audits, and almost everybody said you are always angry. I didn't take it for granted. I had to look inward, and I started working on myself. I started looking at my triggers. What are those things that are triggering you? So when you hear those inner voice that tells you you are not good enough, pause. So that time when I'm angry, I just keep quiet. I just keep quiet. Sometimes I just walk away, take a glass of water, go out and take a deep breath. I kept working on myself. Now you need to take permission to get me angry. So there's nothing like you can work on you can really work on yourself. So pause and ask yourself, who taught me this? Who taught me that I am not enough? Somebody told you when you were a child that you are not enough. You don't know how to do anything. You can't even do anything right. Somebody told you that, and you have internalized it. You are living with that false voice, negative voice. You are living with it. So ask yourself, who taught me that? Process it. Then replace that with the truth. Tell yourself, I am learning, I am growing, I am worthy. You really can grow, you can heal. Then practice self-compassion. You see, if you are living in trauma, you sometimes take decisions that even hurt you more. So speak to yourself like someone you love. Love yourself. Don't say what is wrong with me. Say what happened to me. What is wrong with me sounds like you are condemning yourself. But when you say what happened to me, you are asking a question that needs answer. Alright? Then number 4 way you can begin to heal is learn to feel safe being seen. I've seen people that say they would rather not try something if it requires them to speak up or to show up. I teach women entrepreneurs on how to start a digital business, how to bring their business visible, to make their business visible. And I have learned that a lot of people would rather keep quiet than to show up on their business. This has limited a lot of people. So you need to learn how to feel safe being visible. Be safe. So sometimes maybe you have an idea, you want to teach people, and you're required to come live, or you're required to show on camera, even if it's a recorded video, and you are so afraid to come live. Somebody needs to hear from you. Somebody to learn from you. Somebody to learn from your own experience. If you have products the world needs to learn about, show up. Be safe. Nothing will happen to you. I've been here talking to you. I don't even know so many people that joined this conversation, but you have learned something from me today. Imagine if I've kept my mouth shut and I didn't come up to say this. As I'm talking to you, I'm also healing. I'm also working on myself because I'm checkmating myself. So start small. Share your opinion. Don't worry. Don't worry about somebody criticizing you. Express your needs. So if you're in a relationship and you feel your spouse is not seeing you, probably you have not expressed yourself enough. Express your need. Accept compliments without deflecting. When people tell you are beautiful, there are some words that don't the words like you are not looking bad. No. Tell the person you are beautiful. Or saying things like, somebody asks you how was your day, say not bad. No, my day was fine, my day was good, or I had a wonderful day. Nothing like not bad. Why using negative to compliment good? So express your needs, accept compliments without deflecting. Confidence grows in visibility. When you begin to show up, speak up, gradually your confidence will begin to come back to you. You begin to grow. Be willing to show up. All right. Number 5th way to begin to heal and build your confidence is set boundaries without guilt. See, I can't overemphasize this. You need to set boundaries. You can't tolerate everything. You can't tolerate everybody. You can't be the best with everybody. You can't afford to be people pleaser. When things are not going right, you are just quiet and you expect people to understand. No. Understand this. Saying no does not make you a bad person. That 2-letter word is a very powerful sentence. It's a whole sentence. So no is a full sentence. Be confident to say no when you need to say no. It makes you it makes you a healthier person. When things are not right, don't tolerate. Don't be quiet about inappropriate behaviors. Don't be quiet about it. Say no when you need to say no. It's very important. Set your boundaries. What is the limit to give everybody? Set boundaries. Then number 6 way is seek support. You can't walk the journey of your healing alone. You need help. So seek help when you need help. Don't say, oh, I can walk it by myself. If you need to go for therapy, please seek it by all means. Healing does not happen in isolation. Consider therapy if need be. Trauma-focused therapy, focused approach. You may need a coach. You need safe communities. Audit your relationship. I've always said this. Audit your relationship. There are some friends that are not useful to your healing. Friends that keep making you feel bad, make you feel less of yourself. People that keep reminding you of your pain. You don't need them for your healing. Audit your relationship. You may need to just go, separate yourself from some unhealthy relationship. It's very important. Get a coach to walk this journey with you. Go for trauma, for therapy, trauma therapy. Get healthy relationship, because safe relationship helps you build confidence, help you to build your self-worth. So when you audit your relationship, or you get a coach, or you go through therapy, then your healing journey will be faster. All right. So your low self-worth is not who you are. It is what you have learned. You have learned that behavior. And what you learn can be unlearned. Selah. That you feel low self-worth, you feel low confidence. That is not who you are. No. So type on the chat, my low self-worth is not who I am. That you have low self-worth, you have low confidence, that is not who you are. You can rebuild yourself. You can regenerate yourself. You can grow. You can become better. You can heal. You can enjoy your life. You can be loved, and you can love. You really can. So I'm closing now. I believe you have learned something today. I believe this conversation has helped you. So if you are just joining, make sure you watch the replay, because we had serious conversation today. And I'm grateful that you are here with me. I'm grateful that I'm a part of this your healing journey. So if you did not take anything from today's session, make sure you go with these words. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not enough. All right? They have told you a lot of time you are not enough. You are not, you are enough. All right? You are healing. You are not finished. You are healing. Right? I want you to declare in the comments right now. I want you, whether you are watching this live or you're watching this as a replay, go ahead and type in the comments now. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am rebuilding my confidence. Go and type it on the chat. I am worthy. I am rebuilding my confidence. So go and type it on the chat right now. Quickly do that for me. You need to start this journey right away. I am worthy. I am rebuilding my confidence. So if you have been with me up to this moment and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, so quickly hit the subscribe button, quickly subscribe, and then this conversation, somebody needs it. All right, share with somebody that will be helped. Don't keep this conversation to yourself. Share with somebody who may need to heal, or who needs healing. Just share it. Some, you never can tell who needs this conversation. So share this video, share it to friends, share it in your group, wherever you belong to, any WhatsApp, maybe your WhatsApp group, your Facebook group, wherever you feel somebody needs this conversation. Share it and help somebody. Help a woman that is going through trauma. Help a mother who have not healed from her trauma because she's going to transfer that trauma to a child. Help a man. Some people say, oh, I have a narcissistic husband. It's possible he's not healed. He has been traumatized as a child and he's still healing, or not even healing, not even started that journey at all. Share with somebody. And if you are ready to go deeper in your healing journey, stay connected with me. I have dropped my Facebook link, my Instagram, and my LinkedIn link on the comment section. So go ahead and get connected with me. I will also drop in the description a link for a self-assessment tool that I created. You can also use that, to go through that self-assessment and see how childhood trauma has affected you. And after the assessment, you get a result that will guide you on what next step to take. I will also drop a link to a book I wrote on breaking the cycle. I discuss how childhood trauma affects people, different type of I discuss different type of child abuse and how you can also start your healing journey. All right, and the book also has a workbook that you can walk your journey of healing in that book. So you don't have to do this alone. We can work this together. We can be on this journey. I'm happy that we have started this conversation and you are healing. So go into this channel and look at my previous live videos. I have started this conversation. This is our 5th edition and we are still on it. We are still going to discuss more about how to heal, how to be a better person, if healing through your from your trauma. Your trauma may have shaped your story now. Up to this moment, your trauma have shaped who you have become, but it does not get to write your ending. Your trauma you experience might have shaped who you are now, but it does not define you. You can rewrite your story, like I shared for those that were with me earlier. There's what is called neuroplasticity, that your brain can rewrite itself. You can rewrite yourself. There's nothing about this is how God made me. No. If it is how God made you, you came empty. Everything that you do today was learned. And if you learn those behaviors, you can unlearn it and build a better behavior. So as I'm closing, remember that every healed adult raises safer children, and every safe child builds a stronger nation. So choose healing, choose character, and choose to be the difference. I'll see you in my next week by God's grace. Make sure you join me on this conversation next week Sunday at 7 p.m. all right, West African time. I don't know what time it's going to be at your end, but join me. And you can go ahead and watch the replay and other videos in this channel. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you. I love you. And I am glad I'm on this journey with you. Thank you. Bye.